Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Eddie Marcus here again. I'm here today. I want to talk with you about a serious matter to me. I've been out here for some 40 years and I've carried a same message. My message hasn't changed. If it's done anything from the beginning, it has become clearer, and I've tried to make it clearer to you. And I don't know how successful I have been, but I do know that there are some things that's happening outside of the message that I bring to you. You are experiencing it every day. If not you directly, you know someone who, and you are very appreciative that it's not you. And so I come to you with that authority supporting the message that I bring to you. And here is it, ladies and gentlemen. When I look at it right down the middle, I want to ask you, listen to me, everybody, I want you to help me change the world. Not just America, but change the world. I have a vision that would make this world fantastically beautiful. But in order for that to happen, it would take the support of you, the people. Nothing can be done unless it is the will of the people. But with that will, nothing can be hindered. Now, having said that, I would like to direct the other portion of this message to my brothers and sisters down south. Those of you who came up working in the cotton fields, whether you were picking cotton or chopping cotton. Those of you who lived in little hick towns where you had a store somewhere close by that you would go to. Sometimes some of those places would have a little juke joint next to it where they can play records. And that would be your place of going out celebrating. Yeah, that's your town, your small town. And when you're living in a situation like that, there are certain things that seems to be more desirable than anything else. And the reason is because of the freedom that it gives you, the excitement that it gives you, the pleasure that it gives you. And this being something that we all seek, that's what people who got a lot of time to engage themselves in do. And what is that? I'm speaking about sex. Now, you can have all the time in the world, or you can have just a moment. If that's all you got, a moment of time, wherever you are in the world, you use that moment to engage yourself, what? In sex. But for those of you down south, when you engaged in things like this, many times the women got pregnant. And don't let it be that she has had sex with somebody else, maybe during the time she had sex with you. Because when she comes and tell you that she's pregnant, the first thing comes out of your mouth, not all men down south, but many of them, would be, "What you telling me for? Ain't mine." Now, back in those days, you know what I'm talking about, those of you who know what I'm saying. There was no immediate way for you to just go and test and find out what was what. So it ended up with, if the men didn't come around and support, or boys come around and support, then the lady, the mother, and you men who have done that many times, who now got daughters who are grown, who are living in a world that you know is very, very complicated, much complicated than it was when you were. And now they are bumping their heads against the wall trying to survive, probably going through all kinds of changes, just trying to hold their heads up above water. And you who weren't able to support them back in those days, usually you aren't able to do any more support today than then. Because in reality, things really have not changed for many of us. And for those of us who it did change for, it also meant that for us to step up, somebody had to step down. This is the kind of society that we live in today. And so, ladies and gentlemen, I have no problem when I come to you and say, I want to change the world. And I come before you knowing that you have given your obligation to the Bible, King James Version. You've given your obligation to your particular denomination, whether it's Protestant or Catholic, and all of those other things that ride off on those arms, and you are comfortable there. But I have found out, ladies and gentlemen, the truth about a lot of things. And I'm not trying to sway you any different way than you want to go. All I want you to know is that the peace that we all say we desire, the prosperity that we all say we want, and the joy in life that we all say that we love to have. I've seen the roadmap that would take us there. Now, what makes this roadmap that I speak to you about any different than the roadmap that you're currently following? Well, see, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to know that the truth is the only answer. And when you see the various denominations and all of these step signs, it actually means these are ways that have stepped away from the original way. It is a way that says, I can interpret God's Spirit better than anybody else. I know how to interpret the Bible and I know what it is saying, so I can lead you there. The problem with that, ladies and gentlemen, is that they are all saying that. And the reality, the result of it, is that none of them are getting you anywhere. You're just dying out, going nowhere, and those who you're leaving behind you are coming up in a worse situation than the situation that you found yourselves in. And so I recognize this as a social scientist. I recognize this as a human being who has had the shells roll back off my eyes enough to at least see this far. I might not see over yonder, but I can definitely see here. And so, ladies and gentlemen, my sisters and my brothers, I want you to know that in this world that we're living in, we have two extremes. We got the negative and the positive. And there are zillions of things that go on in between the two. And those zillions of things are believed and accepted by somebody within this population somewhere. They believe in all of it. You might not believe in this part. You believe in this part. That doesn't make your part any more right than somebody else's part. So you got all of these parts in between. Now, the negative of life accepts all that in between. Everybody that believes anything outside of the positive way is accepted in the negative way. Even when it looks like you're doing good, it's accepted in the negative way. Why? It is accepted because it does nothing to eradicate the negative way. It doesn't do anything. It plays on in line with the negative way. And see, that has been the trick. That is what brought us all into being on the side of the negativity. That is what allowed us in 2016 in the United States of America for the people, Republicans and Democrats alike, and those who say they speak for God, represent God, the Christians and other denominations, chose to vote for what they call the lesser of evil. In any way you look at it, they voted for evil. Now, why do they do that? Because they didn't know of another way. They have been sold a bill of goods that when they go to church, when they pay their tithes, when they give to charity, when they help the homeless and things of this nature, that God is pleased with that. What it is, ladies and gentlemen, it is an expression that you still got it inside of you, but you don't give it your allegiance. You are lifted up as far as the system, as far as the powers that be will allow you to lift it up. And this is what they will allow you to do. It's all in the realm of the in-between. And it is all accepted by negativity because it does nothing. It does nothing to eradicate negativity by you enlightening with positivity. And here it goes, ladies and gentlemen. Let me tell you this. This is how you can't trick God. And I'm going to tell you so you can't thinking that you're tricking yourself. Or to make sure that you're not tricking yourself. To know God is to accept all that is, but knowing that it all can be used for something other than good. And when we look at the negative things that happen in our society, like poverty, crime, violence, terrorism, and war, and all that kind of stuff, that tells you that whatever is happening, it is not proper. And so, if you know what's proper, then you have to represent what's proper. Now, when I say this vision, and I'm asking you to help me And I want to say it to you one more time for those of you who just got in here. I want to change the world. I've been talking around it most of my adult life. But I'm telling you right now, I want to change it. And I want to change it because to me, my vision that I have is better than any other vision I've ever heard. And I can't see why it won't be that good for you. Why I say that? Because you're in it. You are in it. You play a part in making it real. It cannot be real without you. And it's so beautiful, ladies and gentlemen. Once you know what it is, you'll gladly put your hands into it. But see, when I say when you know what it is, just by you hearing me speak it does not make you know it. It's just something that you hear. Some of you might believe it, but that don't make you know it. You got to walk it. And the evidence will prove it to you. Now, I'm going to come back to this some other time. But right now I want to conclude this by giving you another fact. When you decide that all of that in between, you see it for what it is, and you recognize the positiveness, and you step on that side of positiveness, that's when you surely can see everything for what it is in the darkness. And you see everything in the light. And so the wattage of your light while being in the world supposed to expand itself out in the darkness so that others can see. Now what does that mean? That means that you are doing stuff. You are doing stuff. You are acting just like, for those of you who believe in the Bible, that Jesus was doing. For those of you who believe in God, like God would have you do it. For those of you who believe in yourself, and that's the way you feel, that's the way you would do it. Now I'm asking you to do it, ladies and gentlemen, because that's the way I feel. I'm not asking you no more to do it in the name of God because you hate God. I'm not asking you to do it in the name of love because you don't know what love is. I'm asking you to do it because I want it done. I want everybody, including me, all of my family members, all those people that's disgusted with me, that I've been such a disappointment to, I want all of them to be at peace in this life. I want them to have everything they need as far as survival is concerned, and everything that they want and desire to bring excitement in their lives. I really want this for them. And why do I want it for them? Because I know that all of the stuff that's out here in America, within, we might have fought a war, and whatever we did, or lied and cheated and stole the land, but it's right now in the perimeter. This says the United States of America. And everybody here who lives in the United States of America, every resource that is under this earth, on this earth, above this earth, belongs to every last citizen, every last person within the borders of the United States of America. And it is likewise for every other nation or country on the face of the earth. The people own whatever resources are there. Yes, in our past, we have given up all of our inheritance. But we were ignorant. And now I come back to tell you, we have been ignorant, and I'm going to wake you up. Stop being ignorant. This stuff belongs to all of us. And don't be greedy, trying to think you want to take it all for yourself. That's what's happening in the world today. But recognize that everybody here got a responsibility in the process of maintaining the goods and services that are essential for our survival. And each of us have something that we would love. Look, when you think about CEOs, do they work? No, they run around, run their mouths. And got you coming to your jobs every day, working your tail off for whatever they pay you. It might be a little bit, it might be a little bigger, or it might be enough for you to think you somebody. They done bought you for real. But the bottom line is you just a slave. You just working for somebody else because they don't work. So, when you win the lottery, what do? Some of you go and start something else. But whatever you do what you want to do. And the things that you do have an impact on what's happening in life. So I'm trying to say to you, well, you ain't got to win the lottery. Everything already belongs to you. All you got to do is make sure that you operate under two principles. One is that you do unto others as you'd have others to do unto you. And I'm not just talking about You as an individual. Yes, you as an individual, but I'm talking about you as a people. You as a people. And I'm saying that everybody should have, according to requirements of existence, food, clothing, shelter, unlimited and unrestricted. They should have unlimited, unrestricted education and health care. And the only way that all of these things can be provided for is if everybody put their hands in it. And if you do that, then you're making it happen. And in making it happen, you become owners of it. And owners go and get what belongs to them. They don't go buying it. They don't need no money to buy what's theirs. And so that person running that money scam, when you can end it. Don't get mad with them. Don't try to put them in jail because they made a monkey out of for so long. Just tell them you're not going to be a monkey no more. And stop being a monkey. And start working on your jobs a required number of hours that you don't mind working, that makes you feel good. And when you're ready to knock off, you get out because somebody else is waiting in line, wondering what made you stay so long. Because they wanted to get in there and have some fun. And then you come on out of there and do some other things in life. Now look, this is what I offer you. You vote for Donald Trump. Donald Trump ain't thinking about you. Donald Trump will kill every last one of you to get what he wants. And you voted for him. I'm sure people in my family voted for him. I'm sure maybe some of my sons and daughters, I hope they didn't, but they might have. And if they did, that's them. Hey, you can't cuss them off for that. What was offered better? Nothing's been offered better. But I guarantee you what I just offered you is better, but it will not come. It ain't going to just happen because I say it's better, because it is better. It's not going to just happen if you reject it. And you got to be so sold on this, ladies and gentlemen. I want to be honest with you. You're going to have to be so sold on this till if everybody say, no way, Jose. You got to stand for it if it means, and when I say reject it, let me show you what I mean by reject it. I'm not saying that any of that stuff is wrong, because it all is a manifestation of the power of God in your life. What I'm saying is the system that it operates under. You see, all of these systems can work if they were operated proper. See, if they were operated proper, then there would be no conflict between them. If there were no conflict between them, then they could have just got out of the way in the beginning and kept things as it was in the beginning. Just kept it as it was. There was no conflict in the beginning until these people say, I know better for us. And we've been going that way ever since. I know people hate me for what I say because I don't see stuff like that slave stuff. I used to see it just like that. I used to see it just like that, and I wanted to be a top dog. You think I didn't? Ask my ex-wife. She'd tell you I could conquer the world being a top dog. But I had my eyes open and still want to be a top dog. A top dog in making sure that you are free. Every last human being on the face of the earth. I want to make sure that you are free. But I can't do it, ladies and gentlemen, without your support. So I'm asking you again. I need your support. And first of all, you got to start checking out my videos and see what the heck I'm talking about. And go down inside of you and see if any of that goodness is inside of you. And then allow it to unfold and manifest itself outward. And the Spirit of God will be there to guide you. Until next time, this is Eddie Marcus, spokesman and advocate of basic human rights for all people, saying bye-bye.